every now and then I like to do takeout at home, and I'm going to show you how I make house special fried rice with chicken, shrimp, and Chinese sausage. This is one of my favorite combinations of fried rice, and I'm going to show you how to do it. The first thing I'm going to do is to wash the rice. Now I'm doing this to remove the excess starch, and I'm going to wash it probably about 3 to 4 times. As you can see, the water is a little bit clearer than it was before. Once I've strained the rice, I'm going to add it to a pot, and then I'm going to add water and steam it. Now I'm going to show you this process is going to be done using rice that is cooked the same day. Typically with fried rice, you want to cook the rice ahead of time and let it cool completely. But I'm going to show you how to do it if you haven't planned ahead. To the rice, I've added dark soy sauce, and I've also added Chinese 5 spice, and I'm just going to stir that around before adding it onto the fire, bringing it up to a boil, and then lowering it all the way to a simmer and just let it cook like that until the rice has absorbed all the liquid and it's fluffy. And I'm just spreading this rice out in a pan, which allows it to cool fast. You want the rice to cool completely before cooking it. Now this is what I'm going to use, and with fried rice you need to prepare all of your ingredients ahead of time. I'm using boneless, skinless chicken thighs, shrimp, Chinese sausage, and for the vegetables I'm using frozen green peas and carrots. I'm also using scallion, diced onion, garlic, and ginger. And if you're interested in making this recipe, I will have the link to the full recipe below in the description box. The first thing I'm going to do is season the chicken, and I'm just seasoning it with soy sauce and crushed garlic and ginger, and I'm using dark soy sauce. This soy sauce, it gives the food a ton of flavor, but it is not salty. I'm also adding the soy sauce, garlic, and ginger to the shrimp as well, and I'm adding black pepper. And I just realized I did not add this to the chicken, so I will add some black pepper to the chicken as well and just mix it all together until it's nicely coated. I'm using chicken, shrimp, and Chinese sausage, but you can make this with any combination of meats that you prefer. You can use pork, you can use beef, you can even make this meatless. To a pot, I'm adding oil, and I'm using a large pan. Now, if you have a wok, use that. I got rid of my wok because I didn't use it that often and it took up a lot of space. So I'm just using my non-stick pan, and I'm going to cook the shrimp for about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm not going to cook it completely because it will cook again later in the rice. Once it's done, I am going to remove it from the pan and place it to the side and then get started on cooking the chicken. And I'm going to add a little bit more oil to fry the chicken. And let me tell you, this is not a healthy meal, but it is tasty, and it is okay to treat yourself every once in a while. So don't feel guilty about it. And I'm going to spread the chicken out in a single layer because I do want this to brown a little bit, and just cook it, stirring it every now and then just to make sure all of it is browned. And once the chicken is cooked, I'm going to remove that from the pan, and then we're going to cook the sausage. And the sausage cooks fairly quickly. Now you can find this at your Asian market or international market. It's usually in the frozen section, and the package says either Chinese sausage or lapchang. As you can see, everything cooks fairly quickly, and that's why it's important to have all of your ingredients prepped before you start the cooking process. Once the sausage is done, I'm going to scoop that out and place it to the side, and then I'm going to saute the onion for just about 2 to 3 minutes before adding the frozen peas and carrots. And I'm going to cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes. You don't need to cook it completely because I will cook it again later once I stir fry the rice with all of the meat and vegetable mixed together. I'm pushing the vegetables to the side because I am going to add an egg. So I have 1 beaten egg, and I am just going to scramble this really quickly. And as you scramble the eggs, you want to break it up into little pieces because you do want this to distribute throughout the rice. Once that's done, I'm going to add it to the rice, which is cooled at this point. I'm also adding the sausage, the shrimp, and the chicken that we cooked earlier, and just stir it all together. And yes, this looks pretty meaty, but this is just the way that I like it. And I'm just going to stir this together just to make sure all the juices and all the flavors just evenly distribute throughout the rice. And as you can see, since the rice is cooled, it has become a little bit more loose. Now you can stop right there and eat the fried rice, but I like to fry mine, and I'm frying it with a little bit of extra oil. I'm also adding sesame oil, and I'm adding everything back into the pan, and I'm just going to give this a quick fry for about maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Now that the rice is done, I'm just going to top it with scallions and just stir it all together. And doesn't that look good? The rice is loose, it's not mushy, it's full of flavor. You can see all of the meat just evenly distributed, and that is pretty much it. Thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.